phrase of a minor blues. There's some tricky chords. Let's make them easy. Hi, and welcome to the Saxophone Academy. I'm Dr. Wally Wallace, and if you're interested in saxophone masterclasses and product reviews, please do subscribe and be sure to hit the like button. Don't procrastinate. Now's as good a time as any. Now today we're talking about the minor blues, specifically the third phrase, the 2-5 turnaround. This is part 3 in our series of studying the blues and the music of Lou Donaldson. So if you haven't already, make sure you check out the first 2 videos in the series. I'll put a link down below. You know what? I'll do one better. I'll make a playlist. I'll Google how to make a playlist and I'll do that for you. So this is part 3. We're looking at the minor 2-5. We're going to talk about it a little bit, but more importantly, we're going to play it repeatedly. I'm going to give you a simple tool to navigate it, then we're going to do it. Understanding comes from doing, not opining. So let's get you playing. Now, the last phrase in the minor blues, we're going to be talking about the alto key here, but all our exercises today also have the tenor written out as well, so fear not. Now, these chords are an E7 flat 5 and an A7 flat 9. We also call that E chord the half diminished 7th chord. Now, if upon hearing this, it triggers your fight or flight response, you're not alone. There's a lot to think about in these chords. And honestly, if someone stopped me on the street and said, "Hey, Wally, play this half diminished 7 chord in D flat, go," well, first of all, I'd wonder why they were stopping me on the street. I'd bear mace them. And then on my way home, I would think, you know what? Okay, I can play this. Give me a second. Okay, yeah, I've got it. But you know what? By then, it's too late. My rhythm section has already moved on. We're on to the bridge or some other song altogether. We can't think about it like that while we're improvising. Improvising needs to have a basis of thought. We're thinking a little. But more importantly, we're hearing, feeling, and doing. So that's why we're going to give you the multi-tool, the harmonic minor scale, so that in any minor key, if you know the harmonic minor scale, you can navigate a huge swath of the minor sections. Now in the blues, it makes the minor 2-5 super simple, and we're going to show you how. So here is the harmonic minor scale, which, like all minor scales, you'll notice it has a flat third, well, flat third relative to the major scale, but the harmonic minor form of the scale also has a flat 6, a very juicy note. Interestingly enough, this flat 6 is also the same as the flat 5 on the 2 chord and the flat 9 of the 5 chord. So you see how this fits so beautifully and we get so much mileage out of it. Also of note in the scale is it has a sharp 7, a leading tone, which is why this is used so commonly, this or the melodic minor, in minor key areas. People love the Dorian minor, and often people think there's a minor chord, we got to play the Dorian. Dorian works great on minor chords in the key areas of major key areas. In minor key areas, which is a huge chunk of the American songbook, we need a leading tone that brings us back to the home key. That's another reason this harmonic minor scale fits so beautifully over a minor blues. But don't just take my word for it. Let's listen to some satisfied customers who love their harmonic minor scales. Satisfied customers like Lou Donaldson, Hank Mobley, and Charlie Parker. First up, Lou Donaldson. Let's hear it from Blues Walk how he uses the harmonic minor scale over this minor 2-5. A cool descending figure with lots of rhythmic variation, and it's all the harmonic minor scale. It creates all the tension notes we need in those minor 2 and dominant 7 flat 9 chords and brings us right back home. Next up, Charlie Parker. This is from Night in Tunisia. Now we've slowed it down. We've slowed it way down so you can hear what's going on way under tempo. Here's a minor 2-5, and let's check out what he's doing. And again, that's just the harmonic minor scale. Of course, Charlie Parker could sound very hip playing a toaster, but here he's just using the harmonic minor scale, and it's very cool. Now, next up, let's take a trip to the soul station and hear how tenor great Hank Mobley navigates a minor 2-5. And again, actually just the simplified form of the minor scale, the harmonic minor scale. It doesn't even use all the notes. Incredibly hip, gets you the changes. Now, our play along at the end of this video, the second half, is all these phrases and alterations of these phrases. We've shown you how to take the phrases from the masters as a basis and then create some alterations. So I want you to do this play along, and I want you to look and think theoretically, okay, here's the flat 5, here's the 7, here's the 9. I want you to feel it. I want you to play it again and again. Again, understanding comes from doing and lots of repetition. So after you're very comfortable with the phrases from the masters and our variations, which are also heavily informed by the masters, obviously, it's time to improvise and do the call and response, where you hear the call and you respond with your own improvisation. But that's step 2. First step is internalizing the language of the greats. Before we create, we must learn to recreate if we're going to create in a convincing manner that's within the tradition. And jazz is an oral tradition. So we can't just take a scale and make up noodly notes whenever we want. Well, I mean, you can. You're free to do whatever you want. I just wouldn't advise it if you want to get invited back to the gig, or have fun, or impress an audience or friends, or continue the tradition or teach. You get the idea. You need to understand the tradition, not just play a scale over harmonic area. We need to know the language of the greats. Then we modify that and it becomes our own. So do these exercises, and I will see you very soon thereafter in the coming days with some more cool videos. Until then, go practice, you goober.